So ready, fire, aim. Why these three words have the biggest impact on how quickly your business moves forward. Hey everybody, Chef Katrina here. I'm super excited that you're jumping on and joining me tonight. We are on day 67. The countdown continues on the becoming of a CEO. And so today's lessons are definitely about the ready, fire, and then aim. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is that when you build a business, a lot of the times we get ready for a lot of things. We are getting ready for the launch. We might have to put some structure in place. We might have to come up with a company name. We might have to get some of the basic structure, the idea out, right? A lot of the times when we're building a business, what we sit here and do is we think about, what it is we want to do. Where's the gap in the world? What's missing that having our business there would make the difference for people? So we always look at what is it to get ready, right? When you open up a restaurant, you get ready. When you're starting a new business, you get ready. And those things like getting ready might be, in getting your company name, getting your company bank account set up, getting your company logo put together. It might be a many different things, but getting ready typically is one of the pieces that a lot of us need for. That's why they call what's your business plan? What is it you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? Now, where most of us get hung up is that we're looking to aim. I hear this all the time, and I hear it from different people. And I can't say that I wasn't one that said this also, that you need to know who you're talking to. You need to understand who your target market is. If you want to get really good at building your business, you've got to first understand who you're speaking to. And we call that your avatar. We call that your target audience. We call that your perfect customer. It goes by a lot of different names when we look at how we get started in business, right? And so we look at, you're getting ready. You might have the name, you have the brand, you might have the platform, you might have some of the tools. Do you have a website? What do you need to make this business viable for what you're up to, right? So the ready piece is critical. Every business owner, every entrepreneur has a stage of getting ready, right? Now, when you ask somebody, it's like, okay, who's your targeted audience? The thing is that we always go ready, aim, fire. That's typically what we think we should be doing when we're starting a business. But it's actually a reverse. You want to go and get ready, and then you want to fire. You just want to push it out there. You've got to take massive action in the beginning. You have to be moving. You have to be looking for actions. You have to look at what's going to move this business forward. And a lot of the times it's talking to a lot of different people. It's getting a sense of really what's out there, who's your audience. You're going to be testing a lot of things. You're going to be throwing a lot of things at the wall. This is your firing stage, right? This is you're ready to launch. You enroll 5 people into your business. You're just going to put it out there. You're just going to keep putting out there. And then where the aim comes into place is that once you have enough people that have been exposed to it and the people that are coming through your funnel, the people that are actually buying from you, that's when you start understanding who your target market is, right? Because you may not know. You might think it's this person over here, but until you actually go to launch and until you actually put that product, until you put that out to the market and you allow people to buy it, only then do you really discover who is your target market. So, and inside of that, you can start doing some research. Ooh, I went really blurry. Inside of that, you can start looking at, who should you be talking to? What are their pain points? What's the age group? Who's following me? Who am I most resonating with? What is my company's purpose and mission? And it's going to evolve. It will always evolve. You start out your company today, you're taking action around something, it's going to evolve. It's never going to be the same. So an example of this, as many of you guys know, I joined this young entrepreneurial project. It's an entrepreneurial community of entrepreneurs teaching and educating entrepreneurs on how to build a business. Well, what I like about where I came inside of this, right, and I'm always fascinated by this, is that when a business launches, what tools do they have in place, right? So the Young Entrepreneur Project launched. And over the last 6 months that I've been a part of this, I've watched them tweak it, right? I watched them refine their messaging, refine their products, their services. I've seen them refine how they are doing their compensation plan. I've seen them refine the whole piece of this, right? Now, they had the idea and they launched it, right? They got 5 people in a room and said, hey, this is what we're doing. Are you guys on board? And those 5 people said, yeah, we're on board. Let's go ahead and make this happen, right? Those 5 people went out and told 5 people. This was like their what they had to do. They had to go out and talk to 5 people, bring 5 people on, see what happened. So they went out and they talked to their 5 people. They talked to people on their chicken list. They talked to people and said, hey, this is the business that we're building. Would you be interested in being a part of this, right? And I was one of them that said yes to one of the top 5 that came in. And I said, absolutely, I'd love to be a part of this. I love the fact that we're giving back. I love the fact that we're teaching and training the next generation of entrepreneurs. I love the fact that we're making a difference in the world. I like the fact that we have a charitable contribution element already built into the system before we even launch. Like they're already donating, they're already, making contributions, they're already paying it forward. I like the fact that there's room to grow in here, right? And I just remember about end of December, maybe beginning of January this year, my mentor, my friend, my business partner that brought me in was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. This is like, I'm watching our co-founder just literally like jump into everything, right? It's like, hey, we need to do Yep Locals. Great. Let's go ahead and get them done, right? What do we need? How do we need to do? And like within literally 24 to 48 hours, we had structure, we had things in place, we had just like brain dumps. And, it was just like, it was happening so quickly, right? She's like, God, if I was doing this, I'd want to make sure I was ready. And then I want to make sure that I have everything in place. I want to aim. I want to make sure that we have all the details in place. And then I would fire. Right. And what she told me, she's like, I'm learning so much about really what it looks like to be building a business. And you don't start, you start with the concept, you bring it to the world and you push it out there, and then you course correct. Right? It's actually easier to course correct when you're moving. It's really hard to course correct when you're standing still. Have you ever like sat in a car and tried to it's dead in the water and it's not moving anywhere, and try to turn the steering wheel and move those tires either left or right? Like it's hard. It requires a lot more effort, right? It's because you got ready, you got into the car, but until that car is actually moving, does maneuvering get easier? Right? Maneuvering doesn't happen when you're sitting still. It's actually much harder if you're trying to be perfect and figure out what you're doing before you do it. But when you have the vision, when you have the elements that you need to get going, you know where you're going. You know that this is where I need to be. This is what I want to accomplish. This is the first result that I want to hit, the first stepping stone, right? If you know how you're going to get there, then you got to turn on the vehicle and you got to start driving. And as you're driving, you might have to adjust for road conditions. You might have to adjust for other drivers. You might have to adjust for weather and rain. You might have to adjust for these things, right? That's all part of your business journey, right? The whole premise is that you just have the idea, you're ready. Now you're just going to fire. You're going to go driving. And inside of that aim is going to allow you to course correct, right? You might not know who your targeted avatar is yet, but you'll discover that when you start moving forward, right? It is impossible to build a business if it never gets off the ground. If it stays only up here or over here in your heart, but never gets fully expressed out into the world. So taking this education, taking this training from what I've learned from developing and building out another online marketing company, what I've learned about being part of this project for entrepreneurs. In launching my ad agency, so my Pinterest ad agency, we're focusing in on Pinterest. What I'm learning is that we're just out there, right? We're going to go and just be of service to everybody, right? We're going to go and help as many businesses as we can leverage the Pinterest community platform. And we don't know who our ideal client is, but we know that we can course correct. We know that we've got the tools, we've got the ability to help businesses with Pinterest. We got the pin designer, we got the strategist, we got the researcher, we got the social expert. We have the 4 main components of us sitting around the table saying, hey, how are we going to make this happen? Right? Now we're firing. We are firing. We're talking to people that we know, business that we know, saying, hey, we put together an ad agency. We want to work with you. This is what we're offering. This is, it's going to cost us to do this for you. And we're letting them know. And they're saying yes. They're like, yes, absolutely. We want you to do this. We want you to do this. We want you to do this. Well, inside of having all these different people that we're working with, we're going to discover who our audience is. We're going to learn how to refine our language. We're going to learn how to present our offer. What is our methodology that we're using that's different from everybody else on the Pinterest platform? Because I already know that we have something very unique in what we do. And now it's just designing the methodology behind it, the naming of it, how we're doing it, because that's what will help us stand out. But we can't create that standing still. We can't create that unless we're in action working with clients, that we're working with students, right? It is impossible to stand still and grow a business. What is possible is when you get ready, you fire, and then you aim. Because that truly means that you are in motion, you're in action, from everything from tracking sheets to know what your activities you're doing, from your daily notes to your calendar. I will tell you right now, if you are in business and you're not utilizing your calendar, if you're not having people schedule to have time with you, then they do not value your time. And that is not a good business plan, right? If you look at top CEOs, if you look at top business builders, if you look at presidents and vice presidents, if you're looking at CEOs, every single one of them runs off their calendar. They usually have a hired personal assistant that keeps them track on that calendar, keeps them accountable for the time period that they're having conversations with their customers, with their employees, because time is of an element is critical. You never get back time. You can always make back money. You can always rebuild a project, but what you can't get back is your time. So inside of this whole entire conversation, the biggest nugget that I'm going to leave with you is make sure you value your time. And if people want time with you outside of family and friends, and even that I schedule, because when I schedule time with my friends, they know that they're important to me. They know that they have me for that period of time uninterrupted, right? Otherwise, my calendar does belong to me. I block things off. I allow people to schedule on there, but I control the time in which that I'm available. I control the time in which I'm going to have something to eat. I control the time in which I'm going to spend time with my family and friends. And inside of that, I leave space open so that people can get on my calendar. But I will tell you that if you truly are going to be growing a multi-million-dollar business, if you are somebody that says, hey, I want to become CEO also, the first thing a CEO does is respect their time. I will always have time for those that are on my calendar because they're on my calendar. All right. So with that, I hope you got some value out of tonight's training about how to get forward and moving with your business. The idea is very important, the structure you're putting in place, but most importantly is that middle section of firing and then learning to correct and course correct and then aim, because that's really where the magic in being an entrepreneur is. So with that, I've got a quick 3-minute video. It's down in the link. As you guys might know, it's down in the discussion section or it's in the, good Lord, what am I telling you? It's in the description down below. If I could speak, I would. I've been talking all day. I'm surprised I'm not going to lose my voice at this point. But in the description down below, there's a quick 3-minute video that talks about this entrepreneurial community that I'm part of. If you see something in there that's for you and you want to know more about it, leave me a message in the comments. I'd love to get back to you and share with you what this project is. I can't tell you how much being inside this project has pushed me out of my comfort zone and had me take more actions with my business than without it. There is something very magical about being part of the Young Entrepreneur Project. Because here is what I know. When you are surrounded by entrepreneurs that are supporting entrepreneurs and growing their business, you have nowhere to go but up. So with that, I'm having a drink. That's a quick sip of water, by the way. Come on. I'm on live video here. That's it for today. I look forward to hanging back out with you again tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I hope you have a great evening. But today's big story was ready, fire, aim. And inside of that, learn how to get part of this community. Take advantage of this amazing training and education. I promise you, there are business nuggets to be developed, to be revealed when you are involved in this type of entrepreneurial community that's out making a difference for entrepreneurs. With that, I hope you have a great evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.